Working on version 4.4, or I might call it 4.5. This is Pier 1 Gatwick Airport in the Airbus 320. It's an outside view. I've got the lighting pretty good. I've scaled down the masts to the right height. I need to change the centre line slightly, move them to the left. Change the weather to the daytime. So I've improved the crash barriers by creating them with adaptive splines, so there's less polygons visible. If I go really close, you can see hardly any. Lots of vertexes. Also with the yellow concrete post feet. I see the PBR texture brickwork, concrete blocks. It's looking good. There's the fixed ground power unit that I designed. I still need to work on it, but this is a single asset that can be shared through the whole airport, so I don't need to keep creating models. This post is all modelled, so there's no texture. So the closer you get to it, it doesn't affect the resolution because it's all modelled. My 980 Ti graphics card is struggling a little bit, but really I should update my graphics card to something better, and my CPU. So that's Pier 1 with all the paraphernalia, a GPU, cones, chocks and crash barriers. So I removed all the brickwork that I made, which was all modelling, so that will help with performance. Moving over to Pier 2. Got some PBR brickwork, and this is PBR brickwork, the same as on Pier 1. Because of the brightness of the sun, it makes it look a bit bleached out, but that's the physical effects of the texture. If I change the weather to cloudy, you can see that the orangey colour comes through. So in bright sunlight it does look washed out and white. I've got some texture on the concrete posts. I need to rearrange the doors and the windows. I really need to make proper doors and windows for this pier, but if you're parked on the stand it doesn't really affect. This is the HSBC structures where I've put some venting. So with PBR materials, the environment affects the coloration, also what it's next to. Moving over to the odd stands. The brickwork looks, I need to line up slightly the rectangles. So there's interaction, almost metallic interaction. I need to line the rectangles up better. moving over to the North Terminal. I've done a bit of work on the walkways to 46. I still need to do a bit more work on that. I've done brickwork on Pier 5. Nice red brickwork that I've darkened it a bit. And I've put the concrete texture on the posts, concrete posts. That looks really good. Gradually learning Blender. So these tubes, walkways are far too low, but because I'm using the default jetty assets, unfortunately that's the way it is. Just checking the posts on Pier 2. It's the same material, but because the post on it, there's a window I need to sort out. Because the posts are different dimensions, the material is stretched differently. I haven't found a way to tile or replicate the texture onto a structure. I've also put PBR material on the bridge. It looks okay. Nice bit of shine and some texture on it now. Quite hard to find the right material. Used MS FS glass. You kind of see through it sometimes depending on the angle of the sunlight. There's the PBR material, given a nice shine. I need to sort this railing out, it is rubbish. I'll get that removed. It's all coming together quite well. This version I'm working on is 4.4. I might call it version 5. I still need to sort these stand number posts out. These are the first ones I made. This dome I improved. I optimized the design because it was slowing down the performance. I noticed the domes were popping up, so I simplified the grid cage. See, now I've created it almost like a cage structure, and also the dome has got a cage structure that's a little bit more complicated, but I noticed the domes are not popping as I move over them, so I've definitely optimized it. The dome's looking good. Now I need to put some good PBR material on the North Terminal building. That blue looks wrong. These masts are wrong. I need to change them. There need to be more lights than 2 on each one. I don't know what happened there. You've got quite a few options in the SDK for mast types. So the ones on the satellite are are definitely the ones I need to move over. So quite a bit of work going into version 4.4, especially with the PBR materials. It's almost like a never-ending project, and to be fair, it's only been 1 month coming up. I need to do a lot of work on Pier 6. This is the very first model that I made. It's really bad. Just flying over to the Boeing hangar, I've removed the 787s, the Azobo assets, because they kept jumping up and down. So this is something from the internet, a static model, no texture. Something I'll probably change later. So that's it. I really like the emergency stop posts, but don't seem to affect performance. That's pretty much it for the moment.